There was nobody that was more respected or more powerful than Senator Scoop Jackson. Peter Jackson, throughout his career, followed in his father's footsteps, dealing with the issues here in the region as part of the Jackson School and the Center for Human Rights.
Hey, I'm Anderson Cooper. Welcome to Full Circle, CNN's live nightly newscast here on Facebook. Let's get started. A year-long investigation by my guest tonight. Joining me now with some answers is Angelina Godoy. She's director of the Center for Human Rights.
The University of Washington's Jackson School's Center for Human Rights has developed a unique model for research and action.
Found out that there were these facilities nearby you, didn't show up anywhere, didn't really have any information about. So what did you do?
We started trying to figure out why those facilities, which are public facilities, were holding kids, under what legal grounds they were being held for ICE, and how many kids there were, how long they were staying, basic questions like that.
The center's model engages students and faculty in cutting-edge research with real-world results.
Under the Freedom of Information Act, we do these public records requests. I think it's something really unique that the center does, and not a lot of human rights organizations think to use them. And you're able to get very specific documents and a really clear snapshot of what's going on in different places. I think that's why we're able to be such an asset to these kind of grassroots partner organizations, because they're on the ground, they're seeing these problems, and then they're able to come to us and we're kind of able to prove it.
This was the vision of Peter Jackson.
Peter was very instrumental to the creation of the center. He coordinated and worked with the various professors who were interested in this, but really gave them the tools and the how to do it. It was his idea to take it to the legislature, to not go through the university system, but rather to pursue having it be written into law. They really wanted to create a center that would research and pursue and really be active in addressing issues of human rights globally and here at home as well.
The center is a unique creation in part due to that vision that Peter brought. We're the only academic center for the study of human rights in the nation with a legislative mandate to do the work. I would say we've been very successful in forging a new way of doing human rights within the academy and in partnership with folks leading the struggle for human rights in so many places, not only in our state, but around the world.
The Center of Human Rights partners with local organizations in Washington state that are on the front line of human rights protection and promotion. The ACLU, the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project, the Association of Public Defenders of Washington. Those organizations are the ones that the center is seeking to serve and help with the work that is done at the center, so that it's a very activist-oriented work, in addition to the academic work that is done given the fact that the center is in a research university.
This work also transforms students' lives.
So I started working at the center, and that was very much, I think that reaffirmed my interest in working in the human rights sphere. Working at the center, I started to understand my role in the world and what my role in the world could be.
We're not trying to house everything ourselves. We're trying to build bridges between students, faculty, and social justice leaders who are eager to take that research and run with it. So that's the partnership that lies at the heart of what we do.
In order to continue this work, Peter and Laurie created the Human Rights at Home Fund prior to his passing in 2020.
This really became Peter's primary focus in the last weeks of his life. His cancer deteriorated very quickly once the chemo stopped working, and this was all he wanted to talk about and all he wanted to think about.
The Center for Human Rights is taking resources, using them wisely, and helping inspire this next generation of human rights advocates. And when you think about how to make an impact on the world around you, I don't know if there's a better strategy than helping create leaders that are going to lead for generations to come. So I think that the Center for Human Rights is an amazing opportunity for donors to make an impact, whether that's here in Washington or abroad. And if donors care about human rights issues, I think that this is an incredible place to make an investment.
If the Center for Human Rights had $3 million to invest in building programs in the human rights at home area that was so important to Peter, center, what we would do would enable us to take on pressing, urgent issues in our state, things like climate change and its impacts on indigenous communities, questions about policing and fairness and violence in our state, and so many of the other challenges that we know our nation and our state are facing at this time. We have the model that can engage students and faculty in helping find solutions to those urgent problems. What we need is the resources to put gas in the tank and take that on.
Peter cared deeply about the issues that they were involved in. And I hope that friends of Senator Jackson and Peter and the family will help support funding for the Center on Human Rights. I think that's something that I intend to do, and I hope others will join in.
If Peter were here today, I think he would want to emphasize to everyone the power of this kind of model. He would really emphasize, the importance of investing in these types of efforts in order to help our world be a more just world and our country be a more just country.
To join in supporting Peter's legacy, visit humanrights.washington.edu.